ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपार करुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणम् श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। ॐ साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
सर्ववेदान्तानां सर्व उपनिषदां सिद्धान्तः तात्पर्यः तात्पर्येण एव सर्व उपनिषदां सिद्धान्तैः तात्पर्यैः एव गोचरं गोचरं भवति। गोचरं तं गोचरं तम् अगोचरमपि। केवल शास्त्र प्रमाणैः एव गोचरम् न तु प्रत्यक्षादि प्रमाणैः अपौरुषेय विषयत्वात्। किं तद् गोचरं भवति इति पृच्छेत्। ईश्वरः परमानन्दः, परमानंद स्वरूपः, आनंदमय स्वरूपः कः? ईश्वरः सः गोविन्दः, सः एव मम गुरुः इत्युक्ते ईश्वरः एव मनुष्यरूपेण अवतरीत्वा मम गुरुः भूत्वा माम् उपनिषदः तात्पर्यं प्रतिपादितवान्। तस्मै गुरवे नमः। सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्या गुरुं तं कस्य तस्य नाम किं? गोविन्दः, गोविन्द भगवत्पादः। सः एव मम गुरुः, सः एव ईश्वरः, सः स्वरूपः आनन्दस्वरूपः, सः तस्य स्वरूपः आनन्दः, सः परमानन्दः, परमश्चासो आनन्दः इत्युक्ते ईश्वरः सद्गुरुः, सतः गुरुः, ब्रह्मविद्यायाः गुरुः। तम् अहं प्रणतः अस्मि, नमस्कारं करोमि इति मंगल श्लोकः आरम्भे एव, ग्रन्थस्य आरम्भे एव आचार्यः गुरु नमस्कार रूप मंगल श्लोक द्वारा ईश्वर नमस्कारः अपि नमस्कारमपि प्रतिपादितवान् शंकर भगवत्पादः। This meaning we have seen simple. It is gochara, it is available for knowing only by the Shastra. No other means can have any role in knowing him. Who is him? Who is that? Ishvaraha. Saha mama guruhu. Ishvaraha eva guru rupena mama krate agatavan bhumau. He has come for my sake to the Prithvi. That is so. In fact, everyone's supposed to look at one's guru. Here Acharya says, he demonstrates in his life and also he conveys that by his prayer. The beautiful shloka. Tam sadgurum aham pranataha asmi iti aham asmi. A simple meaning already we have seen. This is the meaning. Now, since no other commentary available for this other than this is little difficult. English translation is given, but still English compared to English translation, we can do free translation and understand. That is better. I will try to cover this today because Chandrasekhar Bharati, from his commentary, doesn't cover this Mangala Shloka. Okay. Okay, it will be all right. Dragging, but it will become immediately all right. Just that moment, maybe dragging. Saha Bhagavan Swatmana Bhavalankritya, we saw this already. Paramakarunikaha Parmatattva Bodhanaya Na Ashramantaram Samritam Iti Svikrita Paramamsyaha Shrimataha Mahadevasya Avimukta Vasasya Vishveshwarasya Avapi Vishveswarasya Avapya Anugyam Avapya Anugyam Srimad Krishna Dvaipayana Praditara Shariraka Mimamsabhi Vidhalankrtanam Sutravaranam Chakara Bhashyam Dashopanishadam Bhagavad Gita Yascha. Saha Bhagavan is who is Saha Bhagavan? That is the Ishvaraha, he himself. That is Saha Bhagavan, Bhagaha Asya Stiti Bhagavan. The one who has got sixfold virtues in total measure is called Bhagavan. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashashashriyaha Jnana Vairagyoscheva Shanna Bhaga Itirana. all the six virtues are present in total measure in whom is called Bhagavan. Samagra Aishwaryam, Samagra Virya, Samagra Jnanam, Samagra Vairagyam, Samagra Yashas. So this all complete. Saha Bhagavan Swatmana by himself. Bhuvam Alankritya, he decorated the world. How? By descending down, by taking the avatara of Manushya avatara in the form of Shankaracharya. So why does he come? In order to teach the people. Therefore, he must be a Paramakarunikaha, out of Karuna, for the sake of teaching, Parmatattva Bodhanaya. No other ashrama is fit other than the sannyasa ashrama. That is why Parahamsya, Paramamsa sannyasa ashrama Svikritya. Then, with the Anugya, with the approval, with the Anugya, with the permission of the Lord Vishveshwara, then Shrimataha Mahadevasya Avimukta Vasasya. So, Srimat Shriya Yukta Srimat. Always we use Sri with respect to Srimat. Who is that? Mahadevaha, Lord Shiva only, is always free. So Srimataha Mahadevasya. And he is Lord Shiva of Lord Vishveshwara with his permission. Srimad Krishna Dvaipayana Pranitana, that is Vyasacharya. Dvaipana is Vyasacharya. He had written what? Shariraka Mimamsa, that is Brahma Sutra. Shariraka Mimamsa Abhidha Lankirtana. That is, Abhidha means name called by the names, that is Shariraka Mimamsa, which is written by Vyasacharya. Sutravaranam Chakara what? Bhashyam. Who wrote Bhashyam? Shankaracharya wrote Bhashyam on the Brahma Sutra. And also not only that, Dasho Paridam, Bhagavad Gita Yascha, also for the 10 Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. Now, anyone having the qualification, Sadhana Sampatti Purvakam Guru Varya Mukhat Mukadi Shramanena. Shastrajñopi Brahmanveshanam Swatantrena Kuryat. Even if one is Shastrajña, one should not inquire into Brahma by oneself. Should be listened to through the mouth of the Guru. Therefore, yes, sadhana chatush sampatti purkam, the person is endowed with viveka vairagya, samadhi shatka sampatti, he is a qualified person, adhikari. Sadhana sampatti purvakam. Not only that, even he has studied all the supporting things. Vyakaranam is important, tarka is important, mimamsa. So, Guru Varya Mukha Shravana, directly hearing from the mouth of the Guru, the words of the Guru. Sarva Upaplava Rahita Pratyeka Brahmatma Tattvam. The Brahmatma Tattva, which is free from all afflictions. The Tattva, the truth, is free from all afflictions. Brahma is Aham. Brahma is Aham Asmi Atma, Aham Atma Brahma iti. That is Karatamalaki Bhavishyati. Adita Padavakya Pramananam. Those who study from a Guru, for him, this will be like a berry in one's arm. Iti, first part we are seeing. Now, Yatracha, from here. Yatracha, Sankhya Patanjala Vaisheshika Dekhe Matani, Veda Viruddha Amsha Upetani, Tattadamshe, Nirmulitani, Sutramyeva, Vaibhashika, Sutrantika, Lokayatikani. Nirmulitani completely destroyed all the other darshana, which are Avaidika darshana. Tani Kani, Sankhya, even though Sankhya is Vaidika darshana. Vaidika darshana as well as Avaidika darshana. Sankhya, that is Sankhya darshana. The propounder is Kanada. Yoga is Patanjali. Sorry, Sankhya is Kapila, Kshmeta. The Vaisheshika is Kanada. All the Matani and Veda Viruddha, opposite to Veda also. All the Buddhist, Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, and of course Charvaka is materialist, Lokayata, Lokay, Lokayatikani, Lokayatika. So they are all Sutrameva completely Nirmulitani through his Bhashya. By arguing, it destroyed all their views. Pratipaditam cha sasadana sasadanam atmavijnanam purushartha sadhanam. He made very clear what is the purushartha sadhanam, that is pratipaditam. He revealed what is the pratipada sadhanam. Atma vijnanam. Along with the means to gain that. He revealed, he taught. That is the parama purushartha sadhanam. Ata punaha teshu paramata nirakarena. Okay, paramata nirakarena, not paramata nirakarena, paramata. That's why it's difficult. Sometimes we get stuck with some words and read wrongly. Paramata is anyamata. Nirakaranena, by dismissing the philosophies, darshana of other, then refuting all. Then Vyavahitan Tattva Vichara Niriksha, having seen the gap in the Tattva Vichara, therefore what he did, Vistrutvam cha, elaborately, Vividushana, Veditum Ichuhu, Vividishuhu. Oh, those who have the desire to know, they are referred to by the word Vividishu Sananta. It is Tesham, they are Sadhana Sampannanam, endowed with Sadhana Chatushtay Sampatti. Paramahamsa Paribrajakanam, that is how Acharya always says, according to Adhikari, is only sannyasi. Okay. But sannyasa means antara sannyasa. That's how we have to take it. So Paramahamsa Paribrajakanam, Abhidita Ashesha Padavakya Pramananam, Avidita Ashesha Padavakya Pramananam, Brahmatattva Bodhanaya, Anayasena, in order to teach the Brahmatattva Bodhanaya, for teaching the Brahmatattva, therefore learning it without any difficulty, for whom they have not Avidita Ashesha. They have not learned completely these other supporting vidyas, like Vedangas, Chiksha, Kalpa, Niruktam, Chandaha, Vyakaranam, Jyotishamiti. So Vyakaranam is important. But here he says, so Imams are not known. How to do Mimamsa, Puja Vicharaha Mimamsa. Padavakya, that is Padam, inquiry into the Padam requires grammar. Generally, the meaning of the word will be clear. Then you have to connect the words in a sentence. For that, we require Mimamsa. How to do it? So, therefore, Mimamsa is required. Therefore, for those who don't know, for the easy understanding, he wrote what? Upadesha Sagasri, then Atma Bodha, Aprokshanabhuti. I'm not saying it is there. Swatma Prakasha, Swatma Prakashika, Swatma Nirupana, Vivekachudamani Adhini. He wrote all these Prakarana Granthas in order to teach effortlessly, Anayasena, Paramatatva Bodhakani. These are all Paramatatva Bodhaka. All these Granthas. Bhagavani Prakaranani Pranaya, he wrote, he gave, he composed, he created. Karuna Varuna Layaha. Varuna is water. Varunasya Alayaha, Varunana Malayaha, ocean. Is embodiment of compassion. His compassion is like an ocean. Who is that? Bhagavan Hadishankaraha, he wrote. Teshu, among them, Vivekachudamani is like what? Shuddha Atma Tattva Bodhaka Shikhamanihi Tara Nikareshu Chantarahaiva Jayati. Among that, Shuddha Atma Tattva Bodhaka. Atma Tattva Bodhaka, which teaches the Atma Tattva, Shuddha Atma, Atma which is pure. There is no Shuddhatma Vedanta, Atma which is Shuddha, the knowledge of that Bodhaka, the teacher, that which teaches. What is that? Vivekachudamani, which is a Shikamani, which is the Shikamani. Shika is Shika, the tough Manihi. So Vivekachudamani, which is like the Chandra among the Tara Nikaresh among the stars, which shines among the Prakaranagantas, whatever you have written. This like us moon shines among the other Prakarana If other Prakarana are compared to Nakshatrani, this Prakarana is like a Chandra. That's why we are studying this. Tatra ayam adyaha shlokaha guru namaskara rupaha sarve iti. The Pratama shlokaha, Adi shlokaha, the Pratama shlokaha, first shloka is in the first shloka in the form of Guru Namaskara, salutation to the Guru. Now he himself asks questions and he will answer. This is a little difficult, but we will just get the gist of what he says. Nano bhakushu vigna hareshu deveshu satsu sati saptami. No? Kimartam guruhu eva adau namaskriyate iti cheshunu tatra karanam. For the removal of vigna, obstacles, there are many gods. Bhagushu deveshu, there are many gods. You have 33 crores of gods. Why Guru alone is taken here? Why Guru is saluted? If you ask for that, please listen to the Karanam Tatra. Karanam Shunu, when you listen to the reason for that. Sarva Prakarehi Krita Asmata Aradhanena Ishtadayinaha Devasya Jnanam Guruvara Mukhadinam Devasya Jnanam Ishvara Jnanam Brahma Jnanam. It is only possible from the words of the teacher. Krita Asmad Aradhanena, by our worship, the one who gives our whatever we desire, Ishtadayinaha Kaha, Ishvaraha, Tasya Jnanam, Ishvara Jnanam, Brahma Jnanam, only possible through the words of the Guru. Guru Vara Mukhadya, through the mouth of the Guru. Mouth of the Guru means what? It is only by teaching, through the words of the Guru. Nahi Tatra Pratyaksham Pramanam, that Pratyaksha Pramanam cannot have any validity. Pratyaksha Pramanam cannot be the means for Brahma Jnanam. How do you apply Pratyaksha Pramanam to know Brahma? Aham Brahma Asmi. This is Pratyaksha. It is not Pratyaksha, it is not Anumana, it is not Arthapati, it is not Anupalabdhi, it is not Upamana also. Only Shabda Pramanam, Shastra Neva Pramanam. Now, Bhagu Janma Arjita, collected through many Janmas. Sukrutai Punya. Sukrutai Idanintana Utkata Sukruta Saha Krutaihi Vida Tat Asambhavat. It is impossible that you can't have the knowledge of the Lord, that is Atmajnanam, Brahmajnanam, Ishwarajnanam, without having accumulated punya in so many janmas. Of course, in this janma also you must have done. That is why studying. Otherwise, Tad Asambhavat is Ishwarajnanam, Asambhavat. You cannot stumble upon the truth, as Swamiji says. You choose, but choosing also requires a lot of grace. Even though free will is there, the free will is not that much free. A lot of grace is required. Grace is always there. One has to tap, as Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa says. The wind of grace is always blowing. You have to unfurl the sail. Then, Nacha Pratyakshi Krita Devanam Vachanebhyaha Tat Sambhavati Iti Vachyam Te Kim Upadeya Vakyaha Uta Anupadeya Vakyaha. Pratyakshi Krita means those Pratyaksha Pratyashi Krita, those who have seen God. Seen God means what? Those those who Pratyakshikೃತ Devanam Vachanebhyaha. Pratyakshikೃತ Devaha referring to the person who has for whom the Deva for referring to the person who has the Pratyaksha knowledge of the Lord. That is, there are many people, or there are many great saints and sages. They have known God. So from their words, from the words of, from the mouth, from the words of them, Pratyakshita Devanam, Devanam Achenebhyakam is referring to the person. From the words of them, Tat na sambhavati iti vachyam. It cannot be known. Na sambhavati iti vachyam. So you cannot say that na sambhavati iti vachyam. Pratyakshita Devanam Achenebhyaha, from the words of those people, na sambhavati, the knowledge of the God, na sambhavati iti vachyam. Na sambhavati, not possible, iti vachyam. You cannot say, no, not possibility, you cannot say. Then the question comes, Kim upadaya vakyaha uta anupadaya vakyaha, the words of such people who have, for whom the deva, the knowledge, the knowledge of God is pratyaksha. It means who has known Ishvara. Ishvara is pratyaksha for jnanis. Huh? Pratyaksha gingma means jnani means, they know it is myself. That is pratyakshikrita. Those who have had a vision of the Lord, means a vision of the truth, their sentence should be accepted or dismissed. Yadi upadaya vachaha targi siddham naha samihitam te eva gurava iti. If you accept the words of them, then they are the guru. The words of such people who have realized God, who have known God, then words of those people, that is the that's the right translation. Pratyakshikruta means who have realized, who have known. And the words of such people are the words of such people, if you accept, then they are the guru. Te guravaha bhavat iti na upadaya giraha. Suppose giraha words. Na upadeyaha, if it is not acceptable, then na tad vakyat asambhavana viparita bhavana rakita parvartaka jnanotpattihi na pratyaksham tatra pramanam bhavitum ishthe. If the words of such people, na upadeyaha, are not acceptable, it cannot be acceptable. Upadeyaha. Upadeya means acceptance. Then the knowledge, Ishvara, knowledge of Ishvara, Brahmagyanam, that asambhavana viparita bhavana ragita, free from viparita, opposite, wrong knowledge, misconception. Asambhavana is not possible. So the knowledge which is free from this is not possible. It means by pratyaksha jnanam, because the words are not acceptable. Therefore, pratyaksha jnanam cannot have any scope in knowing the Lord. Therefore, ruled out. Okay, pratyaksha jnanam is ruled out. What about anumanam? Anumanam also not possible. See here, Acharya, Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocham, that is arrives at. So therefore, he dismissing all the other pramana. Pratyaksha pramanam is ruled out. Now, what about next one? Anumanam. Anumanam, why don't we take it as Anumanam? Why don't we infer Lord? Inference. That is also not possible. Why? There is no linga above. There is no linga. Linga abhava. Because of the absence of linga, you cannot infer. Inference is always by some linga, some sign. Yatra yatra vannihi, tatra tatra dhumaha. Wherever the fire is, there must be smoke. From the smoke, you infer the fire. Then the same thing you will apply here. Not possible. Yadi kaschit bruyat, kshiti anguradikam kartrajanyam karyatvat, gatavata iti anumanam pramanam iti. Acha sharira ajanyatvena, kartrajanyatva sadakena sat pratipakshata, aprayojakatvat iti chatam pratibruyat. Very difficult to understand this sentence. The meaning is kshiti anguradikam, sprout, etc. Kshiti is Prithvi, Bhumi. Ankura, etc. All these are karya, they are product, they are created. Like a pot which is created. Pot is created, therefore there is a pot maker. Prithvi is there, Ankura, sprout is there, etc. All these are there. Therefore, they also must have a maker. That is the inference. Why don't we apply the inference? We cannot apply like that. Because this, you cannot say, the Purva Pakshi says, see, as the pot is Similarly, you can, the Prithvi, Protas, therefore they must have a maker. The inference is therefore inference, by inference we can know Ishvara. We cannot say that Ankara, Shitik, etc. do not have a Karta, that is Srishti Karta. Because pot is created by the effort of a person. It is born, Sharira Janyatvena, some human body, the body is involved in making it. So therefore, Shiti Ankara and all, we don't see that. Therefore, Anumana Pramana is not applicable. We cannot say. From the Karya, we can infer there must be Karam. Simple. That is, this is Abhyupetavada. This is, we are giving a, we are partial, we are in the, we has to accept the Vada. We are as to accept the Vada and we are going to dismiss them. It's called Abhyupetavada. Gata, etc., they are Karya. Similarly, Kshiti Ankara also Karya. As you infer Gata Karta, pot maker from the Gata. Similarly, also from Kshiti Ankara, you can infer the maker. You cannot say it is not there because it is not produced from the Shariam. There is no human effort involved. You cannot say, and human, not in the case of Gata, there is human involved and his works. Therefore, effort is there. And like that, it is not that you cannot say. It's okay. If you say so, then I will ask them, Tam Prati Bruyat. Okay. Supposing. Yadi Tava Anumanena, assuming that Anumana is acceptable. By your Anumana, Ishvaraha Jagataka Karta Siddhyati. How was with Aneke? Internet connection is unstable. Okay. I think come all right. By suppose if you're Anumana, going by Anumana, you tell me Jagataka Karta, the maker of this, the Jagat, the creator, Ishvaraha, Ekaha Ishvaraha Siddhyati. It is one Ishvara or many. The question comes. The creator is one or many. Why this question comes? यदि अनेके तर्हि एकस्य सर्जने अन्यस्य संहारे च इच्छायां परस्पर व्याघातात् सृष्ट्यादि व्यवहार अनुपत्तिः अतः उक्तया एव अल्पपत्या एव ईश्वर ईश्वरः सिद्ध्यति इति चेत् न हि घटादिदृष्टान्तेन एककर्तृत्वमेव जगति साध्यं न अनेककर्तृत्वं प्रासादिदृष्टाने इति आगमः राजशास्त्रं वा नियामकम् अस्ति येन एककर्तृत्वम् एव सिद्ध्येत् न च उक्त अनुपपत्तिः सा हि आपतति तदा. Okay, that we will यदा अनेकेषां, that we will read it later. Here, Jagat is also a product. Therefore, must have a creator. Karta must be the Jagataka Karta. Who is that Ishvara? Now, is it one or many? Why this question comes? Because if there are many, that is another example. See, you say Gata is a, therefore Gata Karta. Similarly, the Jagat is a, therefore Jagat Karta. Therefore, Jagat Karta is a. But what about the palace? Prasada. Not Prasada, okay. Prasada, palace. Prasada is created, constructed, a palace, a mansion. Take the example of Prasadi Drishtanta, Tena. Aneka Kartum, there are many Karta. To create a building, a mansion, first you have to have a designer, then planning, then building. Building involves the effort of so many people, engineer, architect, interior design, that also is designer, and all the workers, mason, etc. So many people are there in creating a prasada, a mansion. If that is for just a palace, what about for the Jagat? There are so many things are there, therefore there must be so many creators. Now, if you accept so many creators, then Tarhi, then what will happen? Then each will fight with each other. There will be fight among the gods. Each one will try to overrule the other. Paraspara Vyagatat Srishtyadi Vyavahara Anupapatihi. Therefore, there will be untenability of the Srishti, the creation of this Jagat Srishti, if there are many Karta. Therefore, we can say if more than one Ishvara is there, One Ishvara may like to create something, other Ishvara may destroy it. Therefore, there will be problem. Therefore, what? Therefore, Eka Kartrikatvam eva acceptable. Eka Kartrikatvam keva. Okay, now let us, for why we take like that? Let us take Ishvaras are there, but not, they are all Sarvajnaha, not endowed with omnipotence. Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman or omniscient. Let us make them as limited. That's what he says. यदि यदा अनेकेषां सर्वज्ञानां सर्वशक्तीनां च ईश्वराणां कल्पनं न वयं तदा आपादयामः. That we cannot accept because many Ishwaras are there. Therefore, Ishvara is Sarvajnaha, is all knowledge, all knowing, and is omniscient, all powerful. Therefore, it will be a problem. Okay, what about Alpa Jnanam, Alpa Shaktinam, Anekasham Ishwaram Kalpanam, Bhavata, Anabimatam, Purvakta Drishtantena. Why don't we accept then? There are Ishvara, many Ishvara, but they are not Sarvashaktiman, Sarvajnaha. They are Alpa Shaktiman, Alpajnaha. They have limited powers, limited knowledge. But if you take that, that also is not acceptable. Because then you cannot, then Jagat is, then this Jagat, there will be chaos. If it is Alpa Shaktiman, means one will not have the knowledge of a particular area. So that is also not possible. That is not acceptable also. Nobody will accept. No Darshana will accept. No Darshanika will accept. So that is also Bhavataha Anabimatam. Bhavataha Abimatam, na Abimatam, Anabimatam. Not acceptable to you. That is many Ishwaras having limited powers, limited knowledge. That is also not acceptable. By the same reason, Purvakta Drishtantena, one will limit the other. Not one will limit, or one is limited. Many are limited. Then what about Jiva also? You are also Alpa Shaktiman only. Then what is the big difference between Jiva and the Lord? So that standing is that state that is not acceptable also. For whom? Those who support inference. They say Jagat is Ekakarta. They also say, by the logic, Gata is there, therefore Gata Karta. Jagat is there, therefore Jagat Karta. If you try to give an example and through that example, they are applying Anumana Pramana, you try to prove. We will give another example, Prasada, and try to prove that is Aneka Kartrutvam. Therefore, if Aneka Kartrutvam is there, then many Ishvara, then everybody is a Sarvajnana Sarvashaktiman problem. Alpajnana Alpashaktiman also a problem. Therefore, that also is not acceptable. Therefore, he says, Vishwamahayam Prasadi Drishtanta. Therefore, this Drishtanta, this example, Prasada palace is Vishwamaha. It is really problematic. We cannot take that. Okay, therefore, now, Tat Prasiddham hi Tat Kartranam Alpajnatva Alpashaktitmatvam cha. Therefore, Prasada Drishtanta has got they are not proper. Therefore, the makers must have, the creator must have limited knowledge, limited power. That also not acceptable. How can the Jagat, where everything is in order, how can the Karta may have limited power and limited knowledge? That is also not acceptable. So therefore, igatu eka kartrutva anurodena sarvajnatvam sarvashaktimatvam cha ekasyeva kalpyate iti tata sati anyonya ashraya. Therefore, here what you do, eka kartrutvam only proper. Therefore, now you have to say there is only one karta, one srishti karta. If one srishti karta means he must be all knowledge, sarvajnaha, he must be sarvashaktiman. Because he is, then only the Jagat can have one creator. And if you say one, if you say that Ishvara is omniscient, Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman, then he has to be the Jagat Karta. So there is Anyonya Ashraya. There is a mutual dependence. If Jagat has only one Karta, then he must be Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman. And if you say this Jagat must be created by a person who is Sarvashaktiman and Sarvajnaha, we cannot accept many. Therefore, it has to be only one. But Ekaha eva karta. So there is a mutual dependent. Anyonya ashraya is a dosha, it's a defect. It's a dosha. Therefore, sarvagyatva, sarvashakti matvayoho siddho, that's what he says, ekakartratvaka siddhi, tat siddho, tat siddhihi iti. That is, sarvagyatvam, sarvashakti matvam, in establishing that, sarvagyatvam and sarvashakti matvam, in establishing that, you say ekakartraka, only one karta. Similarly, in ekakartratvam, you have to say that Karta must be Sarvashaktiman, Sarvajnaha. Therefore, there is mutual dependency that he explains. That's the Tasma. Therefore, what to do? All these will not work. You cannot apply Pratyaksha, you cannot apply Pramana and all. Therefore, Atindriyarteshu Shruti Yeva Pramanataya Sharani Karaniya. There is no other way. You have to take Sharanam only to Shruti. Because Vishaya is Atindri Vishaya, above sense or. Okay. Okay, are you there?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah. 1 minute, I'm changing the net. Let's see how does it work. Suddenly, Airtel connection is just a minute. Yeah, it's connected. Okay. Last line I said, Tasmat Atindriyateshu Visheshu Pramanataya Shruti Eva Sharani Kariya. You have to take resort only to Shruti. Do you hear me now? That's what the last. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ji. Now we
Okay.
can.
I'm not read after
Yes,
that, only that line alone. Suddenly went and came again. Now, Sacha Guru Mukhadeva Vakantavyeti Atindriya Asmadishta Daishwara Jnanam Gurvadinam iti Guru Yeva Namaskaryaha Pratamataha iti Siddham. Therefore, Guru Mukhadeva Agantavya Sacha. Therefore, Sacha referring to Shruti. Shruti cannot be learned by oneself. It has to be learned only from the teacher. Therefore, Atindriya Vishayatva. Therefore, Atma the Ishta Dayi, the one who fulfills our desire, that is Bhagavan, Ishvara, that Ishvara Jnanam, the knowledge of God. It is Guruvadinam, it's purely depending on the Guru only, Guruvadinam. Therefore, Guru is offered Namaskara at the beginning. That's the reason. If you ask why Guru should be offered Namaskara, why not other gods, Ganapati, etc., this is the reason. Because he is the embodiment of all the gods. That's also he says further. You can see. Kincha idam Sarva Jana Prasiddha Guru Gita, the Guru Gita text. Guru Gita star. There in the Guru Gita. Sarva Jana Prasiddha means the Guru Gita which is famous in the world. There is a shloka. What is shloka? Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Iti Guru Brahma Ityadi Padyena by the shloka, which is in the Guru Gita, which is famous. Anyaisha Smriti Purana Adi Vachanahi. Other words, other Purana and Vachana, for the words of them. Guruhu Sarvadevatmakattam Siddham. Guruhu is the embodiment of all the gods and goddesses. Guruhu Brahma, Guruhu Ishvara, Guruhu Maheshwara, right? Therefore, Tatra Sarvesham Devanam Pratak Pratak Namaskaranam Uchitam Uta Samasta Devatmakasya Sadguruhu iti Aishmanam Eva Vimrashatu iti Alam Prapanchanena. Therefore, which is the correct. Should we offer namaskara to each in devatas separately, or to the Guru who is embodiment of all the gods? Therefore, alam, this prapancham is this is what we discussed now, the topic here. This is, you have to stop here. Therefore, Guru Namaskara, what in the beginning it is done is proper only. So now for Guru Namaskara, see, he has made very clearly concluded other pramanas are not possible in knowing, in gaining Ishvara Jnanam, only the words of the Shastram, and that has come from only the Guru, and Guru is embodiment of all the gods and goddesses. Therefore, we do Namaskara to the Guru at the beginning. So that is Siddham. This is how why we do Guru Namaskara iti, logically, applying Nyaya, Tarka, etc. It is proved. Now the next one, the shloka is further explained. This is a commentary of the shloka. Vedanamantaha Vedantaha, Shashti Tatpura Samasa. Or Sarve Te Vedantaha, Sarvedantaha, that way also you can do. Karmadharaya. Tesham Siddhantaha, Tajjanyaha, Nirnayaha, Ityartaha. Siddhanta means what we arrive, what we ascertain from the Upanishad, from the Vedanta. Tajjanya Akhandakar Vrittya Hiti Havat. Akhandakar Vritti means Aham Ishvaraha Brahma Asmi Jagat Karanam. That is the Vritti, the thought, which is Akhandakaran, unlimited, not subject to limitation. Aham Brahma is not limited. All the Vrittis come and go. What about Aham Vritti? It is you. It is Akhanda, indivisible. So Tajjanya Akhandakar Vrittya Hiti Havat. यद्यपि सिद्धांत शब्दः प्रामाणिकत्वेन अभ्युपगतः अर्थः सिद्धान्तः इति अभियुक्त उक्त्या जन्य विषयीभूतात् रूढः तथापि इह गोचरपद सान्निध्यात् निर्णय मात्रार्थकः परिगृह्यते. So Upanishads are the pramana. Pramanikatvena abhigataha artaha. That is what Siddhanta is. But the word, another word also is, you can see, Gochara, the word is there. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam. Because of the word Gochara, Siddhanta meaning Nirnaya, ascertain, then the Vishaya is only ascertaining the Vishaya of the Upanishad. That alone is Parigrigyate by the word Gochara. Otherwise, Sarva Vedanta Siddhantam, you can say. But Gochara, the word is there. By that word, what he says is Nirnaya Matrartakaha Parigryate. Nirnaya Matrartaha Parigryate. Siddhanta means Tatparya, ascertaining the teaching. So Gochara generally referring to the Vishaya. So therefore, what is the Vishaya of the Upanishad? In that alone, the Siddhanta is a Tatparya is a. Therefore, Nirnaya Matrartaka Parigryate. Then Tad Gocharaha, Tad Vishaya, Tamiti. Tad Gochara is Siddhanta. Gocharaha. Siddhanta is through the words of the Shastram, Sarva Vedanta. Sarva Vedantanam Siddhanta, Sarva Vedantaha, Sarva Vedantaihi, or Sarva Vedantahi Gocharaha, or Sarva Vedanta Siddhantanam Gocharaha Vishayaha. Vishaya, the object. What is the object? The object means object of knowledge. Object of knowledge. That is Ishvara. That is the what Siddhanta Tatparya of all the Upanishads. No, Sarva Vedanta, okay, that is Ishvara. But what did Acharya did here? He says Govindam Paramanandam, he says Guru. That is why now objection is raised. Nanu Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gochara Param Brahma Tat Katam Swaguroho Tat Gochara Tvamidiyate iti ched uchyate. So Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam is Param Brahma. How can you say that Guru is what is the Vishaya of the entire Upanishad? How can you say? But sir, oh child, na Ashravshihi, you have not heard properly. You have not studied Shastras properly. Study Shastras properly. It quotes from different. So just I will read. Some of the things you know. That's fine. Sarvani Bhutani Vichitya Dhiraha Namani Krutva Vivadana Yadaste Purushuktam Tatsrishta Tadevanu Pravishad Tadanu Pravishya Satcha Tyacha Bhavat Niruktam Cha Taitriya Iti Arabhya Yadi Dhankincha Ap Iti Yadya Vibodhi Matsatvam Shrimatu Rujitameva Tattateva Gachatvam Mamatejam Shambhava Iti Gitayam 10th chapter Vibhuti Yoga Vishtabhyaham Krishnam Ekamshena Stito Jagat. Pervading the entire Jagat, Ekamshena. By a part of that, I pervade the entire Jagat. Iti Bhagushaga Shruti Smriti Vadaha. Smriti Vadaha, that words, passages, you can see Brahmanaha. Parabrahmanaha Sarvatmakatvam Yatratu विभूत्यादि अतिशयः तत्र विशेषतः परब्रह्मणः अभिव्यक्तिः इति उद्घोषयन्ति इति. So through the Shruti and Smriti, the words of Shruti and Smriti, Parabrahma, it is Ishvara who is Sarvatmaka. So whatever Vibhuti you see, that is Vibhuti of the Lord. So Parabrahmanaha eva. So therefore, any Vibhuti, that's what Bhagavan says in Gita, Yadyat Vibhuti Vatsatvam, wherever you see the Vibhuti, may you know that is my Vibhuti. Therefore, the same Brahma alone is the form of the Guru. What's the problem? Therefore, Parabrahmana Avivyakti Udgoshayati, Bhagavan. In the Gita as well as in the Upanishad says. So it is only nothing but the manifestation of the Parabrahma. That is so. Why not my Guru also? Therefore, Yadi Shrutam Tarhi Viramyatam Asmat Prashnat Amushyata. Therefore, you refrain from asking such question. That's the meaning. There are many passages from the Shruti and Smriti codes. Therefore, Viramyatam. So, therefore, you refrain from asking this question, such question. Atraha, here it said what? Parabrahmanaha api tavat Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharatvam na sambhavati. Okay, if it is Parabrahma, but it cannot be the Siddhanta, you cannot arrive at that through the Shastram. Why? Shastram itself says, what does it say? Yatho vacho nivartante apraapyavanasa saha. Shastram says, words cannot reach, cannot objectify that. Words and mind also. Both they try to objectify that Brahma, but return back miserably. Na tatra chakshur gacchati. Eyes don't have any scope, no scope. Na vag gacchati. Na manaha, not by speech, not by mind. Na chakshusha grigete na pivacha. Na anyehi devehi tapasa karmana. All the means are there, not by eyes, not by speech, not by other devata, tapasa, karmana, no. Na karmana, na prajaya, not possible, not by karma, you can know. Tapasa, whatever tapas you do, not possible. Ityadi Shrutibhyaha Parabrahmana Havishyatvam Brivate iti. All these words of the Shruti, by that it is said Parabrahma is not knowable. Then we say Atra Brumaha Vayam. Brumaha means we say what? Upalabhyante hi anyaha api Shrutayaha. There are other Shruti which also says what? Naveda Vilmanute tam Bhagantam tam tu Upanishadam Purusham Prachami Manasa eva idam aptavyam. Negananasti Kinchana Katopanishad. All these are Katopanis. Dashyate Dugraya Buddhya, Sukshmaya Sukshmadarshibhi, Brigurbai Varunihi, Varunam Pitram Adigi Bhagava Brahmeti, Anando Brahmeti Vajanat, Iticha Parabrahmanaha, Vang Mano Vishayatva Pratipadikaha. These statements of the Upanishad, what does it say? It is available for Vak and it is available for mind. Therefore, there are contradictions, seemingly contradictions that you need to understand. How do you say that? How do you resolve this contradiction? That also he says. Tatraivam sati shrutinam paraspara vinode. Then one shruti says yatovacha nivartante. Other shruti says manasa evedamaptavyam vacha iti. That's paraspara, the mutual contradiction. Tat pariharaya yatovacha nivartante ityadi shruti ghatanam vakshabdanam veda vak atirikta vakya paratvam. That is what we need to understand. Words cannot reach means Laukika words cannot reach. By Laukika words, we cannot know Brahma. Only Veda Vak. Veda Vagati is there, you have to split properly. Veda Vak Atirikta Vakya Paratvam. Other than the Veda Vakya, it is not possible to know. That's what Etovacha Nivartante. And Manaf Padanam Cha, Manaha also, that is also important. Shavana Manan Nidhyasana Asam Nidhyasana Asamkrita Manaha Paratvam Cha Vaktavyam. The mind which is not Samskrita. Samskrita means not Samskritam. The mind is not yet refined by Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. By that mind also cannot be known. Ishvara cannot be known. That is why Aprapya Manasa Saha. Tatacha Tatachasam Shrutinam tatparyam palitam. Veda vak atirikta vacham shravanadi asamskrita chetasam cha abhishayah brahma iti. Therefore, other than the words of the Shastram and the mind which is not purified by Shravana Manana, etc., by that, for that, it is not a Vishaya, Vishaya Bhavati Brahma. Brahma cannot become the Vishaya for such a mind which is, that is unrefined mind, or for such a words which are not Veda, not Upanishad words. Tadetat aga Bhagavan tam agocharam. That is what he says. Tam agocharam. Agocharam not available for any other means of knowledge, not available for other words, not available for asamskrita manas. Tam iti prasiddham ityartaha. Tam Acharya has not said. What is that? Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam he said. But what about Tam? Tam is prasiddha. Therefore, it doesn't say that. Tam iti. Then this paragraph I will complete and then we will stop. प्रसिद्धि तो वेदांति मूर्धन्य श्रीमद् गौडपादाचार्य साक्षात् शिष्येन स्वयं आदिशेष अवतारत्वेन च तथा च उक्तम चतुर्वेद भाष्यादि अनेक ग्रंथ कृत सर्वज्ञ श्री विद्यारण्य गुरुकृतम माधवीये शंकर विजये गोविंद देशिकानां प्रथमतः दर्शन काले भगवत्पाद कृतः भगवत्पाद कृत स्तुति अवसरे पर्यङ्कं भजति यः पतकेन्द्रो केतोः पादाङ्क तत्त्वम् अथवा परमेश्वरस्य तस्यैव मूर्ध्नि धृतसाब्धि महीध्रभूमेः शेषस्य विग्रहम् अशेषमहं भजे त्वाम् इति अगोचरमिति प्राकृत वाचाम् असंस्कृत मनसां च अवशयम् इत्यर्थः. सर्व वेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरम गोत्रम tam agocharam referring to it is not agocharam, not available for knowing for the prakrita mind and prakrita words, unrefined mind and unrefined words. He says that with that he concludes. But what he says here is Siddhihi tu Vedanta Murdanya, Vedanti Murdanya. Murda is Shiras, Murdha. So Vedanti Vedanti Murdanya Shrimad Gauda Padacharya Saksha Shishyattvena. Shankaracharya, who is Shishya of the Gaudapada, direct disciple, Sakshat means, of Vedanti Murdanya means, is known very well. Murda means Shiras. Vedanti Murda means is that which is at the head. It means is known well, is famous. Swayam, and he is an avatar of Adishesha. Govinda Bhagavad Pada, he Adishesha. Then Tatacha Vuktam, Chaturveda Bhashyadi, Aneka Grantha Krita Sarvegyashi. This Vidyaranya Muni is a written commentary on all the four Vedas. That is Vidyaranya Muni or Sayanacharya, it is not. Vidyaranya Muni's brother is Sayanacharya. It is. Sayanacharya only wrote commentary on all the four Vedas, but anyway, here Acharya says, maybe sometimes the Vidyaranya referring to Sayana. There are some common names also there. And Shri Vidyaranya Guru Krita, Madhaviya, that is Shankara Vijaya. The name of the text, Shankara Vijaya. There he says, Govinda Deshikanam Pratamaha Darshanakale Bhagavatpada Krita Sutiyavasare. That he says, that is, when he first met his Guru, he glorifies his Guru. How does he glorify his Guru? That's given. Padyankam Bhajatiyaha Patakendra Ketoho. That is, Aham Bhajetvam, I worship you. Who are you? I worship you. You are the you are the manifestation of Adishesha Avatara. Then he says, and you are the Paryangatam Bhajatiyaha Patagendra Ketoho Padangatvam Atava Parameshwarasya Pada Ishwarasya. You are the feet of the Lord Shiva. Because the Lord, feet of the Lord Parameshwara. Yeah. Tasaiva Murdri Drita Sabdi Magi Bhumehe. Because and Parameshwara, he has on his head what? All the Prithvi, all the Prithvi, Magidra, Magi is the Prithvi, Dhru, Magidra Brumehe, Sa Abdi is ocean. Murdhani Dhrita, on the head, he has the entire earth, ocean, etc. U Parameshwara. And Sheshasya, Shesha means Adishesha, avatar of Adishesha. Sheshasya Vigraham, Vigraha is the Murti, the form. So therefore, we are the Murti, the form of Adishesha. Aham Bhajetvam iti. In the Shankara in the Madhavya Shankara, Dhyaranamuni, he says, from the mouth of Bhagavad Pada, he praises Govinda Bhagavad Pada. That he quotes at here. He quotes. He praises. Then Agocharam, therefore the word Agocharam. Therefore, why he praises? Because from the words of the Guru only can be known. That is why he praises. Therefore, the Agochara, the word Agocharam iti, it is that is Ishvara is not available for knowing by the mind, which is not ready, which is not refined, and also by the words, which is Prakruta, not refined. That is only Veda Vak, only Veda Vacha eva, Veda Vakbhigi eva, Nyatum Shakyate iti. Iti Agocharam, every word, the author nicely explains. The Itika, here the commentator, which happens to be Sachidananda Shiva Abhinava Narasimha Bharati Mahaswami. So we get more and more, idea about this shloka. Meaning of the shloka is simple. Other things extra. Up to this we have done. Then further, Govinda, he gives a nice Vyutpatti. What is Govinda, the word? And what is Sadguru? That is start from Sarva Vedanta. That we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Dhanyavadaha. I hope you can hear me throughout.
Yes.
If there's any
Yes.
break,
Yes.
Yes, Ji.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Yes, Ji.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Dhanyavadaha.
ధన్యవాదాలు, Shanti.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
హరి ఓం.